Hi guys, Squid here. Welcome to another Transport Fever 2 video, episode 30-ish. I can't remember, losing track now. We're cracking on with things here, aren't we? Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Don't forget, check that bell. Make sure you tick that bell, and then you don't, miss out on any videos, any episodes. No, seriously, go down and double check that you've hit subscribe and the bell is notified, because YouTube is a busy place these days and you might miss out on these episodes, so I wouldn't want you to miss out. We are having a blast here. In the last episode, what we did was we set up this tools factory here, if you remember, which is now growing nicely, and we delivered stuff all the way over here to Mailbox. Mailbox is now getting a lovely, healthy supply of tools. We had to change all this station here, and we expanded the road network around there, and we've got a lovely delivery going on. I've had to just add a load of trucks to here. You can see they're struggling to keep up with the demand right now, and may even have to add just another couple just to keep up with it. Things are growing. We need to make sure the logs are moving. As you can see, we're not keeping up here. We need to get the planks in there, which will get the trains, tools, make more money. Today's episode, I want to sort a couple of things out. One of them is our little goods factory that's been busy expanding, but as you can see, the supply is good, but the demand is not so great, even though we're actually able to absorb a lot of goods into Mitcheldean, and the actual zone is not that big. So as you can see in the dark blue, we are hitting that demand. So not really sure why it's not growing so rapidly, but I did say to you what we'll do is we'll add a second demand because Romsey is not getting any. So that's what we're going to do first in this episode. We're going to extend the goods delivery network. Now at the moment we have one train, Mitcheldean Goods, which is a bit of a shuttle train. Not got that many cars on it, and it's just a simple shuttle. It's a BRV type setup because there's not that many goods being made, and we're going to have to do a similar thing when we get goods over here. We're going to have to keep it cheap initially and let that thing start to really pump out the outputs. How we get stuff to Romsey becomes a bit more interesting, because Romsey's drop-off point for goods is right on the east side of this map as we look at it, and we're going to have to bring stuff in by train. The line actually comes in this way. There is a line currently going through here, which is this one, the Mitcheldean Romsey fuel supply, and we're probably going to share that share that track and come in. And I thought about where we might want to drop off. Now we could drop off at this station, or we could drop off at this station. It's kind of pros and cons in both. At the moment, there's a throughput here on the the crude oil run all the way through there. So the oil is actually coming through here on that track. So if you want to bring it all the way to here, we're going to start really messing about with this stuff. There is already a truck thing here, so it would be relatively easy to drop things off. But I think we might be better off kind of just editing this station and dropping here, and we can always just build a truck stop here, and then just truck things over that way. So I think that's what we'll do. So I'll just quickly edit this station, and then we can figure out the rest of it. There we go. I've just modified the station. What I've done is added an extra platform here, and given the through section here, this track, I've kept this as a spare platform so that later on we could hook it into here, hook it into there, whatever. It's just there in case we need it. I built a truck stop over here, truck station, and I've also just upgraded some roads around here, so we've got a nice fast road back into town so we can get the trucks down there. So the last thing to do is just connect this road. We'll just go with one of those. We just need to connect this road network up here so that this station and truck stop and everything is all connected up. So we can probably just do that. I think we'll actually make it just a single piece of road like that. That should do it. And then when we click that, that's now connected. Yep, all connected. They're all connected together, which is great. So the trucks will just come in here and then they'll loop out that way. So we can define that drop-off point in a second, but let's just figure out initially where we want the stuff to go. So we'll go with a truck unload, and then we're kind of looking for something off a side road that hits a lot of these boxes but can come in from a bus lane road. So maybe here looks like a decent option. That seems to hit quite a lot of stuff. Is there a better option? If we go over here, we miss out on all this stuff down there. I think this is the best option just here. That way it can come off that main road and then just loop back that way. That should make it relatively simple. So this is going to be Romsey goods, isn't it? On via truck. So we'll just get that defined. Romsey goods like that. And then we'll color it with like we've already got an orangey color. Let's go with a very light blue. That'll do. And we'll go from here and we're going to go to that drop there. And then we'll have a look at the route they're taking. Yes, they're going down the fast roads all the way in and then looping back. Perfect. When they get to Romsey West, we may as well tell them to wait for 3 minutes because give the train a chance to come in. And then it'll drop straight there because they're all connected. Perfect. Right. So what I did here was I just merged the... You probably can't see it, but I just... Actually, if I do this, you can see I just brought this track in here so that they can get off this main line and then queue up coming into here if necessary. But that way we can share all this track. And then we just need to make sure that we use one of these stations here. Any one of these will do. So we will, if we go back to about here-ish, and then we start to branch off there like that. Just try and keep the speed up. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do it from further down here. Do it like that, and then from there it will get off like that, and then this will follow the contour to about here, and then it can just jump straight in there like that. And then coming back the other way, what we'll do is we may as well do it this way. We'll do a double track on that. Not that we need it, but we'll double track and then we'll just come in to here. Again, will let me do it. There we go. Perfect. And then, actually, this is a single platform, isn't it? For that to make sense, you would have to pause that. You'd have to make that stupid game. Click this. We have to make that a platform as well. For that diamond to make any sense whatsoever. Assuming it will let us do a diamond because it is on a curve. There we go. Perfect. Right. So we just need to get our signaling done now. So coming off here, we can go with a signal around about there. We'll see where that ends up. Okay, that doesn't end up anywhere near it. So we'll do one before here. And then one coming back the other way after the diamond. And then we'll have to do one just before the merge there. That should do it. And then we just need to make sure, because all of this is a contention block right now. So what we'll do is we'll bring that signal, we'll bring it back a little bit just to like here. Just to reduce the contention block in this area. And the same with this thing. We'll just bring these signals back a little bit. So we'll go with that, and we'll just remove that. Just to keep the size of that contention block down is what I'm trying to do. And then this one coming back this way, that will merge here. Which means we'll get rid of that signal, but instead we'll have one further back here like that. And then we can have one before the merge like that. Okay, that should keep it relatively sharp. So now we just need to define the line. So at the moment, goods are being taken from here and dropped onto this platform, which are automatically allocated into our truck depot here. That's what's happening via this train. So now we need to decide, well, how do we want this to actually work? Do we want, do we want one train to go here and then go on to here and then go back again? So unload some of it there, unload some of it there, goes back. Or do we want one train to go to here with everything, unload it, and then let it split onto the truck, and then another train which takes it onwards this way? I think that's probably the way we'll go. So what's going to happen is that this one here is probably going to need more cars on it because it's going to be carrying the bulk. It's literally shuttling stuff between that station and that station. And then the trucks distribute it in Micheldean, and then another train takes it onwards down to Romsey. So that's what we'll do. We'll have a rail line, and we'll go Micheldean, Romsey, goods, like that. Mitcheldean Romsey goods, and then we'll pick a color that we've not used, which is getting difficult. Blimey, it is getting difficult. Let's try the light blue again. So we'll go from here, and we're going to go to here. Let's see where it's gone for platform-wise. Yeah, that looks like a decent drop. Decent pickup. So when it gets to Mitcheldean, it may as well just wait there for a little while and wait for that shuttle to come in. There's not really much point. We don't want to wait too long because it will probably not be full, particularly initially. Now, can we get a train onto that set of track? That's the next question. If one was to come through here, it could potentially do it. There. Can that get through there? If a train comes through here, it should be able to get on there. I think that will work. So let's take this one here. And just to make sure we get the same thing, I'm just going to clone it. But then I'm going to reassign this to the Mitcheldean Romsey goods line. And it should be able to figure that out. And then we'll recolor it. Like that. Beautiful. So that train should just come out of there. It'll be exactly the same style of train. And it'll take goods. It'll set up and run between those two. So the next thing we want is the actual trucks. And I'm just looking around for a depot. And I cannot see. There's a... Blimey, where are the depots around here? It's actually getting really difficult to spot things now. Honestly, can't see a depot, but there must be one. But I'm just being a bit blind right now. There's the... Okay, I don't know. I can't see a depot. Oh, there it is. Oh my god. No, that's not a depot. That's a stop. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we're just having a depot because I literally can't see one. So that'll do. We'll just pump one down here somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we put it. We can put it like here, like that, and then just have a small access road coming from there to there. That'll do. Right, vehicles. Now we're looking for goods delivery. We could go for these kind of things, but they only do 70k, so we've got quite a long way to go. So I think we'll just go for, we'll just stick like 3 of these on for now. That's going to be a lightish blue. Romsey goods. Not quite the right colour, that was it. It's more of a teal kind of colour than a strong blue kind of colour. It's more like that. Okay. Right, so they'll do their thing. That should, in theory, create the demand. So the next question will be, is our goods factory actually, yes, recognising Romsey as a consumer? That is the main thing. That should now cause that number to climb. As you can see, it's already going up. So it's recognised it, which is amazing. So now it should start to really ramp up. And we need to watch the plastic now because it will, as you can see, paper is not an issue. But plastic certainly is. And plastic is coming all the way from down here. This thing here is more or less starting to tap out now, which is a little bit of a concern because we need to... Let's have a look at this factory. That's not even full yet. So we may have an issue brewing here, a supply problem. We may have a supply problem. Now, there exists the ability to get oil from here into there. This is a separate problem which I've not thought of yet, so we're going to have to think about that one. There are options over here, but you can see the issue. That is approaching its limit real soon, and we can't make any more oil here. And this thing has spare capacity to make more plastic, but it's going to need more oil. And therein lies the rub. Anyway, we'll have to sort that one out in a future episode. That's a scaling issue. What are we doing today? So today, if we actually look at our delivery into our towns, we will see that goods is the main thing. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cities here that don't have goods, and that's going to be something that we have to tackle in the future episodes. For this episode, what I want to do is I want to tackle the tooling problem. Mablethorpe's starting to get tools. That'll ramp up, so I'm not worried about that. But if we look at, and I think I have mentioned this before, if we look at this tool factory here, this tool factory is supplying 3 places: Sandhurst, Twickenham, and Ludgershall. And frankly, Sandhurst is getting the bulk of it. Twickenham and Ludgershall, which are up here, these two, they're getting very little tools. And considering the only way the tools are taken there is via ship, that is highly inefficient. Add that to the fact that Sandhurst can quite happily take more tools, and we have a double problem. Effectively, what it means is that this shipping line here, which I think is that one, yes, the Sandhurst to Ludgershall tool line. This has got two axle pieces, on it. That one's empty, and that one has 81 tools. And financially, you can see the problem, right? It's not really turning a profit. It's better to cut our losses, remove this line, and let this factory supply Sandhurst. And I'll talk about the delivery points in a minute. Just remember for a minute that this was going to Ludgershall. So let's get rid of these vehicles. And then we'll get rid of this line. And that will remove that from the supply chain here. That will now fizzle out. There's probably still some goods still allocated, but that will go now because there's no route there. So hopefully Sandhurst, let's just check its drop-off. Sandhurst, in terms of tools, which is currently here, we might be able to improve that slightly, actually. So the current tool drop-off for that, I think, is here. And that probably needs to move a little bit from there. We could probably... There's no ideal place to do this, fortunately, because I don't really want to do it on a bus lane road. But somewhere around here would be perfect, but there's no street. We could try and be a bit sneaky and just create a new road. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. That'd be a very expensive road right there, wouldn't it? Can we do it here? 1.5 million. Okay, what if we just create a little annex there for what's that? 957,000. Actually, where's the... No, there are trucks going through here. I don't want to interfere with any of these lines. That's the problem. Let's just create a small thing there. And what we'll do is we'll put our drop-off points... Oh, it's too small. It's too small. That's outrageous. Can we make that any bigger? Will it let us do it then? Yeah, there we go. Right. So that should get a slightly better hit on the tools, and then we'll just change Sandhurst tools. We'll just change the drop-off point from here to here. We'll get rid of Stanley Road. Where's the waypoint in the way back? Is that valid? Yes. Yep, that's fine. Cool. All right. And then we'll get rid of that stop, because we don't need that. Right, that should help. So that factory is now only serving Sandhurst, and I think it'll do pretty well out of it. This will fizzle off. That should get all the tools. The problem is that what was happening is tools were coming into this port here, and effectively what you'll find now is they're not. So actually they are via Bradford, aren't they? Bradford, Ludgershall tools, that's still a valid line, yes. So the tools are still coming in from here. So we'll leave that well alone. But notice the problem is that Ludgershall demand is still pretty high. It's not getting anywhere near enough tools, and Twickenham's not getting anywhere near enough tools either. Remember that, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring another tool factory online. And we're going to supply Henley-on-Thames. Poor Henley-on-Thames is getting absolutely none right now. Not a tool. So we're going to solve that. There is a tools factory here. And that's built from planks, which is here. And that's built from logs, which is here, which I've mentioned this before. What I propose to do is quite simply build tools here. And we will truck them over to here. So on this side of the... this side of the station will have another... Actually, we could probably just build a road underneath or over the top. We could reuse that existing... Yeah, we could do that, actually. We'll build a road over the top there. We'll come in that way. And we'll drop off tools at this truck stop from the factory. From there, they will be driven in by different trucks to Henley, and they will also go onto this platform here. And this platform we can then use to shuttle tools to here. And that will neatly feed into our existing tooling network, because what happens is the tools that come in on a ship here, if you look at these two lines, they do two things. One of them, this one here, will drop things off there at Park Road for Ludgersaul, and the other one, which is this one, will actually take tools to the train station and drop them off on the platform for them to be taken on this train to Twickenham. So that means if we bring tools into this station and drop them, the game will distribute them both onto the train line, and they may even go onto that there and be taken back for distribution into Ludgersaul. I say that as long as we have not told this not to pick up, and we haven't. This one. Yeah, so if we had a filter here on Ludgersaul transfer, which we don't, it would prevent tools being picked back up again and taken back around. So when we drop stuff off here, the game may take tools back there and then distribute them out that way, and will allow it to happen. That's fine. What we'll need for this to happen is another cargo platform and then a train line down to here. But for now, we'll just focus on getting this set up. So first I'm going to need is a road out of here. So we don't want this to be buildable on, and we're going to have to effectively bridge over the top and then head that way. So if we're going to truck things in like this, something like that, I would suggest. And then what we do is we just... And trucks don't care so much about gradients like trains do, so we can quite happily do this. And then, let's go with that. If I shift M, that will give us a nice ramp over like that. Lovely. And we can get rid of this. And then what we can do is we can decide. So next thing we need to do is decide what we're going to put here. Like, how do we get the planks to here? Well, that's quite a long run. And there's also a train line under here. So if we look at the land layout, it's quite flat here. Where we are right now is what, 54 meters, and then where we're going to is 45. So it actually goes downhill. We could join onto this tunneled train line here, but I kind of think that's pointless, because that will take us down deeper than we need to go. What we might better doing is just taking a train line straight to here and just having a gradual drop down to that station, just tunnel through this section of mountain. I think we can get away with it. And then in terms of getting the logs to here, well, we can just truck them in, but there's going to come a point when that will probably not be enough for this, because this is a 2-to-1 thing. So when we need more logs, where are we going to get them from? And that's a slightly trickier one, but there is another one down here that's got logs on it. So, you know, we could kind of sweep that around to here and then, you know, train it up, branch it off and drop it in here. There's options later. There's also another log here, but that's on a shipping port. So this one is probably the best one, but it's quite a long run to drop logs off, but we're nowhere near that yet. So let's start off by just getting rid of some of this road, like that. I wish you could shift click and just delete this entire section of road up to the next junction. That would be really, really handy. So what we're looking at is orientation of this train station. We want it to go from here to here. Later on, we might want to bring logs in this way. So it might be better if we orient it a bit more. Let me just see. If we can orient it a bit more kind of like this. So we're not... What I don't want to do is do this. Like point it straight at that station, and later on we're trying to bring a train line from here with logs, and we're having to sort of do contortions just to get there. So if we orient it like that way a bit, it's not too much to just turn out that way, but it just helps a little bit. We could even do it like that. So let's build a road from here and get it right. There we go. We'll say no to that. So we build that road out and then zoom out a little bit. That is connected. So we are going to have to spin a bit more than I wanted, but I think it's going to be like that. Yeah, we can get away with that. So that's connected to that, as you can see. So now we've just got to decide on our platform orientation here. Aiming that way seems like a good move just because there's more track over here. We may want to go in that direction later to grab some things, I don't know. So let's just smooth this area out. And then if we orient it so that it is pointing this way, something along those lines. Something like that. And then if we connect this and this together, it's not really having that, is it? There we go. It's all right with that. And then we'll just smooth that out because it looks a bit weird. And then double check that's connected, which it is. So we've got to get the road connected to here. So the easiest way of doing that is to just configure this. We will have to drop in a cargo building on this side. So we'll just do that. Put some little storage bays outside or whatever. And then build a road from here. Actually, we'll do it curved. Build a road from here to like here. That's actually quite a hilly bit there, isn't it? We'll put the bus lane on just because the rest of it has a bus lane on. Smooth that out. There we go. That gives us a drop-off point down to here. And I'm just looking at where the depot is. The depot's right down there right now. So I think what we'll do is we'll just have another depot out of town. Maybe just like here somewhere. Connect that in. Small road. There we go. Just so it's got options there. And then we'll have that turned off. And then we just need to drop in a truck station. So we could put it on this side or we can put it on this side. This side looks a little bit flatter in terrain. So I think we'll, in this instance, go this way. And we'll position it like that. And then we'll get rid of that entrance. And this is going to store material, so we'll make sure we've got a reasonable sized platform because it's a bit of a long run for the trucks, so there could be some delay between pickup. And then we'll just come in like that, and we'll go out like that. Too much slope. It really is rather hilly around here. It's deceiving. Right, okay, now with that done, the question is, can we connect these two together, and what will it look like if we do? So we'll try just going for a straight connection and see what the game gives us. So if we go for a straight connection like that, 240, that's beautiful, and then all the way through there, we'll go for that tunnel type. We don't usually do those. I'm happy with that. That's fine. That gives us pretty decent run. We'll connect those two up, and then we're going to go like that. And then the same thing over here. Okay, that was a bit too close. No, it doesn't like that. It really doesn't like that at all. Let's try that then. It really can be quite picky. It seems to prefer it when you draw towards the station. If you draw away from the station, it always seems to have more issues. I never quite worked out why. Okay, right. Make sure we're set up for autosig. Straight after the diamond, put in the signal, follow it to the other end, put in the signal going back, and there we go. And then we need to have a way of getting trains onto this line. It's a standalone line, so we don't really have many options. We just got to do this. We'll do that. We'll bring the track. And then drop a signal in like that. Okay. And then the last thing is to get the truck stop. Now, the truck stop here, in this instance, is a truck drop. It's not, we don't need a full-blown truck station. So while we've got a piece of road here, I suggest that what we do is we just grab this and just build off it, like something like that, and then head out towards where we're bringing the logs in from. We'll delete this road. This one will need to be a truck station rather than a stop, because it's going to buffer things, but we'll build the road first. Maybe something like that. And then we'll do this with it. Get rid of that, put the entrance down. Exit, and then one way out of there like that, and then one way in like that. And again, because this is standalone, we're going to need our own little road depot, because this is not connected to anything, so we'll stick that in there like that. And the last thing we need is a way for them to actually just turn around, because they're going to be coming back this way. So, you know, simplest way I can think of for doing that is like this. So we just do that. So what that means is they trucks queue up here, wait for the logs, bring it in, drop it there. It gets consumed by here. The planks get put out on the platform. Train takes them over to here. Made into tools. Trucks pick them up from there, bring them and drop them here. They're then distributed into town, or later trained out to here and dropped and goes into the existing network. There's plenty of demand there, but we'll start off by just defining the first line, which is going to be the logs. So this is, what's this station called? This is Henley on Thames. So we'll call this one Henley Logs, something like that. Henley Logs. Can we make that a nice dark brown color? Yeah. Right, go from there to that stop there. When they're at Henley, they can wait till full, but only for like 60 seconds, I think. So we'll get that going there in a second. And then the next thing is we need... This is going to go to the factory. So this is going to be Henry Planks, isn't it? Well, this is a train. So we'll make that a yellowish color. That's going to go from this platform to this platform. Again, when they get here, may as well wait for full for like 60 seconds rather than setting off too quickly. Not sure what train line we want for that. We don't need anything expensive, but it is a fair run, so we want a fairly quick train. Maybe something like a BR. We'll do that. Having done that one, we then going to take the tools from here. So this is going to be... Oops, wrong button. This is going to be a Henley Tools drop, basically. It's not the delivery, it's the tools, or we could call it the shuttle, Henry Tools Shuttle. Because it's not an endpoint as such, is it? It's a drop to here, and then a distribution from there. So Henley Tools Shuttle, we'll make that a dark blue, and we'll go from here to here. And we just need to make sure they go in the right way, because you can see what's happening. We tell it to waypoint in that way. And that's pretty crazy. What are you doing? Why are you doing... No. Can you go there, please? Thank you. Very strange. Yeah, that looks good to me. It's got a thing there. So then the last thing to do is like define the demand here. So if we look where the tool drop is, it's a very small part of Henley at the moment, but hopefully Henley will grow when we start dropping this off. But what we want is a truck stop that hits all of this, which is not that difficult when you look at it, but it's going to come from here. So we need to consider the route that it's going to take. It's coming through a commercial zone, so that's fine, but I reckon something like this, something like here would do it. I'm expecting it to grow out this way, so we may have to move the station out later. But we can't start here yet because we'll miss a bunch of stuff. But what we can do, actually probably here is better. We can start here because we don't need to go any further north. We don't need to be though. Here's probably good. So we'll go there and we'll put new line and we'll go Henley tools. This is the actual tool drop. And that's going to come from here to here. Now, there's a couple of problems with this. First of all, it's taken a rather interesting and inefficient route. And secondly, there's no platform dedicated to it. So that's not ideal. Having said that, we don't need to shuttle drop to here. What we can do is shuttle drop to here. So we can basically change this shuttle, remove these two things there, and then instead drop there. That's perfectly valid. It will still distribute onto here and here. But we don't then need to build another cargo platform there, do we? So then we can take Henley Tools and say, hey, you know what? When you get here, why don't you go there? And before you do that, you can waypoint in that way. And then when you get to Henley Sidings, what you can do is you can wait till full, maybe wait a couple of minutes before driving into town, and off you go. Yeah? That looks like a good option to me, and it reuses what we already have. The only problem now is the road network, which I don't like. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of some of these things here, because they're not being used anyway, and we'll have a relatively high-speed road with bus lane coming in from there. And we'll allow the town to build on it. And what we're going to do is just join onto this here like that. And then from there, we'll just have some cedar roads, which hopefully it will start to use. There we go. And you could even, if you want to, you could even upgrade that, that, and that, and then draw that. Oops. Okay, I just did that wrong. Upgrade that, that, and that, and then connect that into here, just so that it can use it later. Now, if we look at the road network this time, what it's going to do is it's going to come in down this road, drop here, and go off that way. Are we okay with that? Not really, because this is not a very quick road. So that calls for, you guessed it, a waypoint. So we're going to come out of Henley-on-Thames, and on our way to George Street, we are going to go via that waypoint. It will then take a little detour, drop off, and go back out again. And just to make sure it never gets stuck, we're going to upgrade that road there. And there, as it happens. There we go. That way there's no possibility of traffic holding it up, because it's constantly on a bus lane. And it takes the most efficient way there. Cool. We won't build that one yet, because we'll have to modify the train station. But what we'll do is we'll actually drop some vehicles in now. See if we can get this thing going. So we'll get the logs first. So in terms of logs, we want one of these. So we'll probably start off with something like 10 of them. We'll need quite a few. That's going to be the brownish color, which is that one. Henley logs. Boom. The next one is going to be the train line, but we'll give that a chance to get going first. And instead, what we'll do is we'll come over here. And this is going to be tools. Now, tools require... They can't be used on this. They can be used on the all-cargo ones, though. There's no specific one for tools. It's basically a box trailer. This is going to be the shuttle, so we'll probably have... We'll just do 4 to begin with. That's going to be dark blue. It's going to be the tool shuttle, that one. So that's going to get tools over to here. And the last thing we want is an actual drop into the town, for which we could use these. But, you know, whatever. Do you want 2 of these or one of them? They go quicker. Horses for courses at the end of the day. Right, Henley Tools looks like a... Is that purple color? Yeah. So the only thing missing from this now is the train that shuttles things. So we'll go for the cargo first. We're going to be looking for planks, which means flat car. And we'll start off with something like a 240 meter. BR218. I think we'll take the 246. It has extra power, extra tractive, and a slightly higher top speed. That's 240 meters, and then we want to put it on that really weird yellow color, like that. Okay. Why are you not moving anything? Because I told you to wait, probably. Okay. Right, for now, we'll just say wait 20 seconds, and that will just space the trucks out. They won't be sat there too long, but it will just give them a little break and space them out a bit. And we'll see what the line frequency is. We're going to have to wait for this to sort of define itself now, but we can check. Okay, 400's going to Henley, which is this thing. The consumer should start to show up as this once logs actually arrive, which we're about to do. Meanwhile, that train can go all the way down there and back. So by the time it gets back, it might have something to do. And we should get some tool run going. Let's just see if this works. So when it drops, these planks, they should go straight into here. There you go. They get loaded straight into here. And then the planks should just go straight out here. So thus avoiding needing a station for that. There's the plank build-up. Right, what I'll do now is while we're waiting for this to establish, and I've got it on high speed just so it gets going, we will go over here and we'll start to build another platform for us to drop tools off. So I'll just pause it. Yikes, look at all those passengers. Oh my god. We're going to have a whole episode or two focusing on the passenger situation. It's coming up real soon because we've got all kinds of issues. It starts and ends with the buses. The buses are going to be the main thing that we have to look at. Might as well do that. Because our bus networks are very much lacking now due to city size explosion. And that's leading to problems both on road traffic and as you can see, just on queues for people not being able to move on. So yeah, I can tell you that that one is coming. And if you look at this, almost all of our money's being like, wow, okay, look. Minus 66 million. What the heck just happened here? That looks like something broke to me. That's very broken. Okay, making lots of money, not making lots of money, losing lots of money. What on earth has happened over there? I don't know. Okay, we're going to have to look at that as well. So let's get some of this going here. We'll push that back. Just give ourselves a bit of breathing room. And then, now how do you want to do this? So if we look at this line, we have this purple line going through here. So with this station, like, we've got all this infrastructure on the right, and we've got this cargo bit on the left, which a road links onto there. What I'm thinking is, we can probably squeak a little track through there, and then... Actually, no, it might not work, because we need another platform to connect it. I was hoping we could squeak a track in there, but if we do, can't then put another one of those back, because we'd then need a platform, and it's going to be too wide. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to try. We'll pause it. We'll configure this. We'll see if we can remove these. And then, and I hope this doesn't break the industry too much. Remove that. And then we'll try putting a track back to give us a drop-off point. Or rather a pickup point, but it doesn't like that. And then can we now... Yes, we can. So we can now, we might as well try and put another track down while we're here. Not that we'll need it, but... Like I say, hopefully this industry won't reset, but we'll see what happens. And then the last thing we need is a cargo building of sorts. Anywhere here should do it. And then a better road just to connect those back up. See if we go like that. Bus lane, no. Okay, right. So they're all connected. That's connected to there. Now, is this a problem? Is this a problem? The cargo material coming out of here now is not going to drop there, I don't think, because if you look, the white area is only going to here and not to the factory. So I don't think that will work as it stands. Let's just get rid of that. I think we can still make it work. If we do this, we could even try putting one up here and just try our luck. This is the one aspect of the game I don't like, this hit and miss distance thing. It's actually very annoying. We'll try that. And we'll try that. In between them. Yes, that's now connected. It's a bit tacky, isn't it, as a game mechanic? It's a bit, you know, the distance to here is just, But they're now all connected. If we unpause that, hopefully we've not caused any disruption. Because the last thing we want to do is reset this. It would take years to get it back up here. What that's left is 2 brand new tracks we can use. We only need 1, but what we can do is just follow the line of this track here. So if we go along there, and then like that, we should be able to now follow this track most of the way. Through here. And then we just need to decide which platform we want to drop here. We've already got stuff coming in there. We've got an extra track going in here. I think that one there is probably the best candidate. This one. So we'll just drag that in like that. It's doing 171, which is fine. And then finally, we can go over the top of it like that. And then this one can just go in here and we can have a diamond. So, and the last thing to think about is how we get trains out of here. We've got a train depot coming out there. We got a depot down here anywhere? Yes, we do. That feeds onto there, which feeds onto here. And that's a one-way and then a diamond onto there. It's a bit hacky, isn't it? That is technically not a one-way section of track. So technically we should be able to do this. That's a two-way section of track, and that can now feed trains onto here. That's the theory. Anyway, let's put some signals in. So we'll start over here at the diamond. Just after it, we'll go signal. And then on the way back, we'll go there. And that should do it. Okay, so that's now defined. We haven't got any trains on it or a line yet. I just want to see what's happening down here. This is starting to level up. The delivery is not amazing, though. 36%, but that's a bit of a lie because there's 60 on here. And for one train, that is a long, long run. So we might want to double up on the trains soon. That is outputting quite merrily. Let's see if this has got stuff. And as a consumer, there's no consumers defined. That's not good. That is not good. It's not allocating stuff anywhere. And I think it's because we haven't put any trucks. Yes, we have put trucks on here. There are trucks allocated here. So why are you not dropping there, I wonder? Something is not right, guys. Something is not right. Have you got tools? No. That's what's not right. Okay, I made a mistake. So this is connected to the train station, but that doesn't matter. So planks are coming in. They're then taken by the factory, but this factory is not connected to this. The factory and the truck stop are not connected. So I've made an error. And that could be an interesting one to fix, if I'm honest with you. What we might have to do, because the distance to here is quite big. I don't think it'll span through. Even if I put a truck station here, I don't think it'll reach. I don't want to go this side of it. We could easily go that side of it, but that would prevent us from, you know, having a track go that way at some point if we wanted. So we might just have to tunnel underneath this way and put the truck depot over here. That was my mistake, pure and simple, so I shall fix that now. There we go. I think that's better. So what I've done is I've deleted the truck stop from over here, just tunnel underneath there and come back up this side and then put the truck station here. So all of these three are now linked should we ever need to do things later. The important thing is, though, that now recognizes Henley as a consumer. This is why it's important. Check the consumers, check the suppliers, like literally make sure that your logistic line is working. This is how we just spotted that error. And mistakes happen at the end of the day. So the tools go into here now. This is now picking stuff up. Wonderful. It will deliver it to here. That will then be sent on to Henley on Thames. Luckily, I discovered this before I then set up an expensive train drop up here as well. We just need to watch the demand for this now. It will start to rise. These trucks will obviously increase the transport. I wish they'd changed this to demand and then shipped or something like that. I don't like shipment and transport. It's too vague. I don't know if that's just a translation problem or whatever, but I don't like the way they're labeled currently. Anyway, things are leveling up, so we're just going to give it some time. And then when the demand does start to pick up here, there's no point putting the train line on yet. There just is not enough goods being produced to make that train line worth it. We may as well just let Henley, you know, pick up on its consumption of tools because it doesn't get any at the moment. So we'll let that level up a little bit, and then after that we'll put a train line on here. So the line is established, but I just wanted to show you something. You see those tools being picked up? They're being picked up along with construction materials, and this is a problem sometimes. The game connects things in ways that you don't want it to. So Henley tools, when it gets to here, we need to tell it only to take tools, which is that one there. So we'll unclick that and we'll click that, because the game, if you look at it at that station, the game is allocating construction materials onto the tools line and not onto the combat line, which has two effects. One, it stops things going where we want them to, the combat line, and two, it's stopping the capacity of the tool line to deliver tools. And this stop here where the tools goes is not optimized for combat delivery. It's optimized for tool delivery, but there's like one or two little combat things that the game's going, oh yeah, if I actually take construction materials here, I can drop them there. Yeah, great, thanks game. But so that's not what you want. So it's just something to be careful of. And equally, now that we have construction materials here, we actually want to make sure that we only take construction materials. So what we also want to do is untick that and say just take construction materials. And that way we make sure that both of these lines, the tools and the combat, only take tools and combat. And it stops the bleed. Anyway, just an aside, I thought I'd mention it because it is quite a useful thing to know. This thing is powering up now. Production shipments is fully maxed out. We've just got to get the transportation up. We are taking everything that it's producing. The game's not showing it yet because it's a little bit behind because of this drop-off and then delivery section. But it is getting there, and this will definitely power up. However, we have run out of time in this episode, and we've done a lot today. We've sorted out a few things. In the next episode, what we'll do is we'll continue this tool drop-off and finish off here, and then we will turn our attention to goods. We need to finish off the goods. Then when we've done all the towns, or all the cities, when we've done all of that, we'll then have a look at the public transport network, sort it all out, and then we'll be done. That's it for me, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Take care. Happy constructing.